friends! I recently got to check something off my bucket list, a stay at Two Bunch Palms, a wellness resort in Desert Hot Springs. In this video, I will take you along on my experience and let you know whether or not it met my very high expectations. Welcome to the Dress Up Mom! If you're already a subscriber, thank you and I love you. If you haven't subscribed, please do and tap the bell for notifications. If you watch my channel, you know that I am a huge fan of the off-duty section in the Wall Street Journal that comes out on the weekends. I have learned about so many cool brands and places to go and things to do by reading that section religiously. About a year ago, I read an article in that section about Desert Hot Springs and particularly a resort there called Two Bunch Palms. Now, since I'm old and old school, I read the print edition. And so I clip out things that I'm interested in and I put them in a tiny little journal. And I did this with that article. I knew this was a place I eventually really wanted to check out. Desert Hot Springs is about 2 hours from where we live in San Diego. It sits atop two aquifers that supply therapeutic mineral waters that flow into the mineral baths and pools at the spa resorts in the area. Now, these springs don't have that rotten egg smell that some sulfuric mineral waters can. If you're familiar with the 1992 movie The Player that Tim Robbins stars in, this is the place that he escapes as a hideaway to get away from the police. Now, the property has a long reputation as a refuge for celebrities seeking privacy and even for some crooks that were looking to get away from the police, like Al Capone, who was rumored to have stayed there in the 1920s. Two Bunch Palms was extensively renovated in 2018 and now bills itself as a contemporary wellness escape, where they implore you to define what wellness means to you. When I looked at an example of a day in the life on their website, it was pretty close to my idea of a perfect day. I also like that there's a lot of flexibility. So if my husband Doug has a different idea of what wellness means to him, he can pursue that. I know both of us love spa treatments and soaking in hot waters, so I figured there would be enough there for both of us to be happy. Now, we recently inherited a little bit of money and I had a couple weeks off for the holidays, so we somewhat spontaneously booked a stay there for January 4th through 6th. Access to the resort's pools and classes are included in your room rate, but the spa and meals are separate. I pre-booked our spa treatments and I was so excited to see that there was an add-on for CBD oil from Life Elements, this company that I love so much. I did a whole video on them, Martha and Kurt, who run this company. So of course this was a no-brainer. I added that to all of our treatments. Leading up to our trip, both Doug and I had this really bad virus that kept lingering on. So we were definitely in need of some wellness. And luckily we had started feeling better right before it was time to head out. The weather by us was a bit cold and rainy and it was predicted to be about the same up in Desert Hot Springs. But I knew that the mineral baths were at like 103 to 104 degrees. So I figured we'd be okay. And it might be kind of cool to be up there when it wasn't burning hot like I've been in the past.
We are headed on our way.
Very tense.
What do you think?
Some soakage.
You need some soakage. We need some wellness, right, Doug?
Soakage and wellness, yes.
I always know when we are getting close to the Palm Desert area when the windmills come into sight. The property is tucked away in what seems like the middle of nowhere. It has a gated entry and the vegetation is lush. Palm trees everywhere. We were able to check in a little early and headed to our room. The decor is really cool. Concrete floors, since we would be wet a lot. Dimly lit, which took some getting used to, but added to the calm vibe. No TV, a great shower, muraled bathroom, and comfy bed. We specifically booked a room near the Grotto tubs and close to the center of things like the restaurant, reception, and the glass house. I really liked where our room was. There were a lot of rooms that were not near the center of things, and people had to walk, a bit of a distance to get to the tubs. Now, with it being a little chillier, I'm really glad we didn't have to do that. There are soaking tubs everywhere on this property. You can book private ones, but we never had trouble finding a tub we could have for just the two of us. There are teak and concrete tubs. Within 30 minutes of arriving, we found our way to a teak tub, filled it up, and had our first soak. The water feels so nice. No smell, no chlorine, and we were literally already starting to feel better after our first soak. I could tell that this was going to be the upscale hippie wonderland I was hoping for. We then went to the restaurant for dinner. There was an inviting fire burning and lots of windows where we could look out and see the spectacular view all around us. The restaurant at Two Bunch Palms is farm to table and focuses on vegetable forward, SoCal inspired foods. The menu changes seasonally and offers a variety of options from vegan and vegetarian dishes to hearty and comforting meat dishes. The food was absolutely delicious. We ended up eating every meal here, and literally everything we tried was so good. The jicama tacos made with lion's mane mushroom were so different and tasty, but really everything we tried was scrumptious, super fresh, and such a treat.
We've been here for a couple hours and I think this is going to be amazing. I will fill you back in again, but my first impressions have been so good.
After dinner, we headed to the yoga dome for a crystal sound bath, which was very relaxing, like a sound massage. We were each given an opalite crystal while we were there, which is meant to open up communication, enhance your intuition, and we got to take these home with us, which was kind of cool. We finished the first night with an evening soak under the stars in one of the concrete tubs that are always filled. Very romantic and relaxing. We went back to the room and slept like babies. The following morning, I got up and went exploring around the property. This place is seriously a magical oasis. It was a bit chilly with sprinkles every so often, but it didn't take away from the experience at all. I can imagine it's quite different here in the middle of summer when it's super hot.
Let's see where this trail leads. So lucky that we haven't had the rain that was being predicted. Instead, the air feels so fresh and clean. It's a little nippy, but just perfect. And look at even some of these trees and things are changed colors. I imagine this is way different in the summer, but right now it's just so beautiful. Green, crisp, clean. Looks like maybe a little bit of clouds in the distance, but I don't know. This is pretty cool. I just took a little hike around this mile area, just me and all the birds talking to me. Whew. I just feel so much sort of stress just leaving my body. The grounds are just so lovely with all of these pools just tucked in, and they keep it nice and green. I mean, again, it has been raining, so it's helping with the greenery, but these are rooms tucked back here.
We had spa treatments scheduled for this day. Doug's was in the morning and mine was in the afternoon. While Doug was having his treatment, I decided to go and check out a few of the classes. First was an angel card reading with Donna. Super interesting. She first explained how everything has changed in the last 10 years astrologically and in the world, and gave a lot of detail that really resonated with me. She then did a 4-card reading on each of us and explained what the cards meant and which angel we could call on for help. Mine is Jophiel, the angel of wisdom, understanding, and judgment, art, and beauty. Next was a tarot card reading with Stephen, which was a lot of fun. Very similar messages as the angel card reading, which was cool. I met Doug back at the room after his balancing massage with the Life Element CBD oil. Back from his spa treatment.
It was unbelievable. I did the CDC oil, and she was just great. It was just good, so good. Very.
Time for another soak and lunch.
But Doug and I did prefer these cement tubs a little bit better because they were slightly warmer. It's a little bit cold. And this right here was the one that he and I spent the majority of our time in. It was, I can't even explain how lovely this was. What do you think, honey?
Loving it, loving it.
I would say we're loving this.
Dick and I then both went to a class on the law of attraction that was led by Ron. Also very interesting and powerful lessons that we've already started to put into action. Ron also shared some history about Two Bunch Palms. It is an energy vortex where you can recharge. It is on the San Andreas fault line and also Native American sacred ground. One of the reasons you feel so good in the water is because there's lithium in it. The spring is 700 years old. The grotto pools particularly will wash away any baggage you came with. Scientific analysis of the water affirmed its therapeutic value. It contains a mashup of minerals, lithium, silica, magnesium, calcium, among others, to reduce pain, increase blood circulation, and cell oxygenation. Then it was time for my desert Abhyanga massage with chakra balancing, stones, and hot oil poured and massaged all over my body. Pure heaven. Time for another soak, this time while it was sprinkling a bit. It felt great. The water comes out of the ground at 130 degrees and they have to cool it to 104 to 105. The resort is carbon neutral, solar operated, and practices recycling and potable water conservation. One thing that you immediately notice is that you can go anywhere on this resort in your bathrobe, including the restaurant, and really like 3/4 of the people just go everywhere in their bathrobe. After another delicious meal, we enjoyed a night soak before turning in.
So my spa treatment was amazing too. I had a chakra rebalancing with different stones, and then this hot oil poured all over my body, including here in my hair. And the massage therapist said to keep it in all night. So I'm here at the restaurant with this hair like that, but it's okay. People come every kind of way you can. So I feel so balanced, so wonderful, and so lucky.
The following morning, I made my way to the yoga dome for a yoga class. The sun was out and the air was crisp and clean, birds singing everywhere. In our angel card class, we learned that birds are important messengers and finding feathers along your path is lucky. I couldn't believe when this beautiful feather appeared on my way back to the room. I picked it up and took it home to remember how wonderful I felt at this magical place. Before leaving, we each got another spa treatment, which was just absolutely divine.
I just finished my second massage with the CBD oil, and I'm here in the sun letting it soak in a little bit. Oh my God, it is just so good.
I bumped into actress Kim Raver, who plays Dr. Teddy Altman on Grey's Anatomy, one of my favorite shows, and she was so sweet and beautiful. She was also walking around everywhere in her bathrobe. After one final soak in a teak tub, it was time to head out.
All good things come to an end, and I'm having my last soak in one of these teak tubs. This is the life.
This place is truly a magical oasis, and it exceeded my very high expectations. In fact, I wrote down an intention to come here every January to get a little tune-up. I can't think of a better way to start the new year. What an amazing blessing. Have you been to Two Bunch Palms? If not, is it a place you'd like to go? Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Until next time, have fun and dress it up a little.